go ahead and work through another problem that you have not seen yet. So we're going to look at, I'm going to turn you around. It'll take a second to get my stuff rearranged. Okay, I'm going to turn my camera around so that you can see me working through a problem. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and write the problem that we're going to be working with, it'll be 356 plus 189. And then there's a second problem where it would be 356 plus 100. So if you want to go ahead and start writing that down while I get situated, you can do that, and then we'll continue on with our lesson. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn you around. You can see my Randy. I still need this. Sorry, guys. Like I said, it's going to be a work in progress. We've never done this before. But I thought this might be the easiest way for you guys to work through the lesson with me. That way I'm not just giving you workbook pages or whatever to solve without my help. Okay, so like I said, if you went ahead and wrote 356 plus 189, okay, you should have written 356 plus 189. And then I also told you to go ahead and write 356 plus 100. So you had a question at the beginning of the lesson when you opened it up, and it said, what is mental math? All of you should know what that is by now. And I'm going to go ahead and ask you, looking at these two problems, okay, you have 356 plus 189, and you have 356 plus 100. Which of these would be easier for you to solve with mental math? Okay, hopefully you chose the 356 plus 100, because you know that if you were to, for example, draw these numbers using place value blocks, okay, you have your 300, $50, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then your 6 unit cubes. Okay. If you made the number, or you drew the number 356 using place value blocks, okay, and you thought to yourself, I'm going to add 100 to this, you already know that you're just going to add another 100 flat, right? You're just going to add another 100 flat to that. So in your head, you should be able to easily add that without having to draw a picture model. Okay, you should be able to put in your head 356 plus 100. I'm just going to take this hundreds place right here, right? We're going to look at our hundreds place. It's easier to see with the markers, isn't it? Let me go ahead and just go over the numbers. Okay, so you know that when you look in your hundreds place and you're just going to add another 100 to it, this number is just going to increase by 1. Okay, so 1 more than 3 gives you what? Okay, you should have said 4. All right, so the total value of this would be 456 because we didn't make any changes to our 10's or 1's place, did we? We only added 100, so we added another 100 to the 3. Okay, and you should have gotten 456. Okay. So now that we've worked through that, let's see. What if we were to do one that you needed to add just 10? So we've worked through one where we just added another 100, right? A 100. So now let's look at if we were to take this same number and just add 10 instead of 100. Let's look at that. Okay. So 300 50 6. Okay. All right. So what number is in our 10's place? Think about which number is in our 10's place. We have the 6 is in our 1's place. The 5 is in our 10's place. And the 3 is in our 100's place. Correct? All right. So now, if I were to say, I want you to add 10 to 356, you know that you could just easily look at the 10's place. And how many 10's did I tell you? Just 1, right? So if you're going to add 10 to 356, then the 5 is going to increase or decrease. Okay, we're adding, so it should be increase. You're going to increase the number 5, okay, which has a total value of 50, because it's in the 10's place. You have 5 10's, it's in the 10's place. Therefore, it is going to be a total value of 50. If you're going to increase it by 10, okay, you're just adding a 10 to it, right? Okay. So now you already know that we start at our 1's place always. So 6 plus 0 would keep us at 6. We're adding that 10 to the 10's place. Therefore, 5 plus 1 also gives us a 6. And are we adding anything to our 100's place? No, we're just adding 10. So it's still going to be 3. All right. So that's a quick and easy way to think about it in your head. If you were to use a picture model, okay, you would draw your 300's flats. Your 5 10's. And your 6 1's. Okay, so that's our starting number, 356. If I told you to add 10 to it, we're just going to add another 10, which would give us 366. Okay. All right, so after that, you should be able to easily add 10 or 100 to any number in your head. Okay, you should be able to use mental math to do those easy increases, okay, to the number. What I'm going to do now is allow you to watch the visual learning video. I'm going to play it here on the screen. We will walk through it or watch through it together, and I will still be talking you through it just like we do in class. Okay, so let's go ahead and start our video. This is just for extra help. If you don't need any extra help, you don't have to watch this, guys, okay?
You can use mental math to add 10 or 100 to 3-digit numbers. Find 243 plus 10. Find 243 plus 100. Those are some big blocks. How do the blocks help you understand the number 243?
Okay, so when you look at the picture model, you already know that this is 243, right? We have 200 flats, 4 10 sticks, and 3 1s, okay?
The blocks show the value of each digit in the number. How many 10s are in 243? How many 10s are in 10?
Okay, so how many 10s are in the number 243? If you look at the picture model, and even in the tens place of your number, you will see that there are 4. Okay, you have 4 10s in 243. Now they're asking you to add 10 to it. So how many 10s are in 10? You should have said 1. There is 1 10 in a 10 stick. 1 set of 10. Think of it that way.
There are 4 10s in 243. There is 1 10 in 10. 4 10s plus 1 10 equals 5 10s. So, 243 plus 10 equals 253. Find 243 plus 100. There are 200s in 243. 200s plus 100 equals 300s.
Okay, so now they're wanting you to think about adding 100, just like we worked with a second ago. Instead of adding a 10 stick, you're going to be adding a 100 flat, correct? Okay, so if you look in your hundreds place, you know that the 2 is in the hundreds place of 243, and when you add 100 to it, your 2 is going to increase by 1, which will then give you 300s.
What is 243 plus 100?
Select your answer.
Okay. So 253 or 343? Okay. Why would it not be 253? Okay, it would not be 253 because the tens place increased by 1. And if you look up here at our equation, okay, it's wanting us to add 100. So when our hundreds place increases by 1, we would then get 343.
243 plus 100 equals 343. Sometimes adding 10 changes the tens and hundreds digits. Find 290 plus 10. You know that 290 is equal to 29 tens. 29 tens plus 1 10 equals 30 tens or 300. So 290 plus 10 equals 300. Each time 10 is added, how does the sum change? The sum increases by 10 each time 10 is added. If a 10 is added to 290, What digit changes?
Okay, so let's think about this. If a 10 is added to 290, what digit changes? Let's go ahead and try it. Let's look.
Drag the slider to see how place value blocks can help you understand how the digits in 290 change when you add 10.
Okay, so if you look at the model, we have 290, okay, and then they want us to add 10. So think of our place value song, okay? 10 ones make 10, but then when we have 10 groups of 10, that makes what? Okay, it makes 100. So when you add that 10 to your 90 10s, that is going to give you 100, correct? So 10 groups of 10 is 100. Therefore, your 10's digit is going to change because then it would be a 0, okay? But also your hundreds digit is going to change because when you regroup and take that 10 groups of 10 and change it into a 100, the 2 will then turn into what? It will turn into a 3. Okay? Right here, what I just said, 10 10s or 100. 10 groups of 10 is 100. Okay? So you'll regroup your 10 10s as 100. 200 plus 100 equals 300. So both the hundreds and the tens digit changes. Okay, 200 plus 290, excuse me, plus 10 equals 300.
Both the hundreds and the tens digits change. Now you know how to use mental math to add 10 or 100 to 3-digit numbers.
Okay, so now that we've watched through our visual learning video, what I want you to do now is to go ahead and look in your workbook. If you feel like you need extra practice, you can go to your workbook and it will be page 434. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a second to look at page 434. And if you